Hi, welcome to a tutorial on OpenLM. Now I'll be showing you how to configure the Active Directory synchronization on your system. So you probably have an Active Directory holding all your users and their details. So OpenLM Core can extract that information directly and deposit it to the OpenLM user database. Now, once you want to see reports regarding users, then you can do it with any device using the OpenLM user interface. Now, these users will be in the reports, they will be in the sessions, you will have all the details about those users. Users usually come from the license manager itself, but it comes as the username. If you want to add the email, address, office, department, you want to add that as well, you can connect to your Active Directory with OpenLM Core and just synchronize all those users inside the database. Now, OpenLM also enables you to group those users you're getting from the Active Directory. You can group the users by their department, for example, by the node that they're in, or maybe you just want to manually group them into groups. So let's see how it's done. We only need to go to the Win10 demo in our case, which is the OpenLM server machine. It's the machine that holds OpenLM server. So we'll type in OpenLM server and start the configuration tool. Now here under LDAP, we can add a new LDAP synchronization. So let's input all the details of it. So the domain name, the username, and the password. Now the type is Active Directory indeed, but we also have eDirectory and Apache DS. So Active Directory, check domain, and apply changes. Now click here, add a synchronization definition to this domain. Now we'll call it, just call it LDAP1. Now let's click select, and we've opened up the LDAP browser. Here we can see all the different nodes in our Active Directory. So I have the user node right here. This one I want to synchronize. So I select it. I want to synchronize the users. I want to have it be synchronized every 12 hours. The username attribute, it's user principal name in my Active Directory, but you need to check in yours. Usually Active Directories after 2001 will be using user principal name. Before 2001, probably Sam, and some also use CN. So choose this one. Get all users, but I want the users only under the OUs. I can get the users which are only under the security group, but the OUs are good for me. Now I want to sync only active users of licenses. I don't want to sync any other. But for now, just for testing purposes, let's leave this off. But this should be on, and users should be synced only if they are recognized by the OpenLM system. You don't want all the users in there. Now we'll set this as their default groups. Now we can either just leave them out of a group or create a flat group. For example, we can call this China users, and all these users will be grouped into a group called China users. Or maybe we want to save their hierarchy, so they will be grouped into a group called users. And if there's something inside users, like group OpenLM, then they will be able to stay in that hierarchy. Now, user attribute, that's an interesting one. We can select, for example, department. Now, these are all the fields that you got in your Active Directory. Now, there's mobile, mail, company, everything. We can do it by department. For example, if I have support in my department field, and you have support in your department field, then both of us will be grouped into the same group named support. Okay, so I'll choose a flat one for now, China users, and click apply. Click apply and restart now. Next, what we'll need to do is open up the OpenLM user interface to view the changes. Let's open up the interface, refresh it because we restarted OpenLM server. Now let's click Start, Administration, now we'll go to Sync Definitions, scroll to the right and we can tell it to sync now. If we want to reset the sync, meaning forget all the entities that you got from there, then you can click reset, but we'll click sync now. So this might take a while. It really depends on the size of your Active Directory. Large Active Directories might take a while to sync up. So now let's check what it found. If we click here on Entities, or if we go to Administration and click on Entities, then we'll be able to see all the different entities that it got. So it got all these users and China users right here. This is the group. Now we can ignore some users. I see that it got a few empty users. I do have that in my Active Directory sometimes. So I'll ignore those. I'll just keep these ones. So now we save. And when we click Start, Users and Groups, Users, then here are all the users that we just got from the Active Directory. If we do the same, but for groups, then here is China users. Let's click on members. And the members of this group are now these users. If anything changes, for example, last name changes or department changes or whatever, then this will change also. It will be synchronized with your Active Directory. Now you can add as many synchronizations as you'd like. This has one, but I can add multiple ones. And that's it. Thanks. Bye.